Here in North Florida, but the good news, the radar is clear. Still, hydration will be key today at TIAA Bank Field in Jacksonville. Today, it's week 3, and we've got a good one in store between the Dallas Cowboys and the Jacksonville Jaguars. It's the first weekend of autumn, and the NFL is in full swing as off we go on EA Sports. Taking it about the 1. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. Throwing on first down. Parrish. Oh, he's going to take a shot right away. It's caught inside the 25. And he'll be marked down right at the 15-yard line. We saw this plenty last year in college. He loved to take his shots downfield, and that throw, that was a thing to behold there. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
It's interesting, partner, that most defenses try and guard the 35-yard line actively because they think the way kickers are nowadays, about a 52-yard field goal, they're kind of giving up points. But you get even deeper into territory, you get into the red zone, they're going to guard it even more, which means more pressure, more blitzing.
They'll drop this underneath to Pollard, and he'll be taken down at the 2-yard line. A nice pickup of 14, and it moves the stick, sets up a first and goal. Pollard is in. Touchdown, Dallas. Finishes off the drive with a touchdown run, Charles. Remember, he also had a catch on this drive as well.
And that's what running backs want to be in today's NFL, a complete back. 3 down, stay on the field, run it, and catch it. And he gets it done.
The extra point by Sly is up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line.
Here we go, check. Hey, check that, street.
Now ETN to start the drive. That's to about the 28, second down coming up. Well, this defense for the Cowboys, very strong last week as they helped their squad improve to 2-0 on the young season.
And that's not the half of it. They forced 7 turnovers in that game, and I know we always talk about turnovers coming in bunches once you force the first one. But 7? That seems almost impossible, but we watched it happen.
And only able to get 2 here, stopped at the 30. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks.
19 Tiger. 7 Pirates.
Here's Hurts to throw. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. Points 1, 2, and 3 in their defensive game plan was to get to the quarterback and knock the ball free. They did it there. Luckily, offense hangs on to it.
Yeah, that's got to serve as a wake-up call, though, because they can't afford to let the ball go over to the defense and miss opportunities. And I'm not saying it happened here, but you know what a good rule of thumb is when a play like that occurs? You know who usually recovers it? The guy who missed his block and let his quarterback get hit.
It's a 40-yard punt, 6 yards on the return, and the Cowboys will take over the football with a 1st and 10. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. They'll be looking to duplicate that first drive, the one that got them that 7-0 lead.
Of course they would. And look, they're on the road. So getting the 7-0 lead was huge for them, right? Imagine getting up 2 touchdowns on the road, taking the crowd out of the game. It'd be ideal. That was a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side. He didn't just deny a big throw there. He broke that one up in the red zone. An excellent play, one that may help save points on the board when this drive is over.
This is 3rd and 1. Very likely 4-down territory, even if they don't get it, though. They'll try and run for it with Elliott. Now a loose football. The ball comes out.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. Almost like, it's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. Here's a throw to his running back. It's complete. And they're going to move it down to inside the 25.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
Ahead of the chains now, 2nd and 2. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And this is caught for a Cowboy touchdown. A great play there. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Cowboys have taken a 13-0 first quarter lead. Well, with this rookie QB, we talk a lot. And now before we get to the extra point, remember all touchdowns do have to be confirmed by the replay official. So they called it a touchdown originally, and this will stay a touchdown after the video review, so they had it right. The extra point by Sly is up and good, and it's now 14-0. Joey Sly now to kick off after the touchdown. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. They find themselves in a good-sized hole here, and a good-sized hole early on in this game as they come up on 1st down. Buried by multiple defenders on the drive's first play.
Well, if the goal is to get back into this game, the offense is certainly moving in the wrong direction. This is certainly a case where one team needs big splash plays right now, but unfortunately, it's the other team that's getting them.
Hurts going to keep it again. He'll get 2 on the keeper, but it becomes now a 3rd down.
Anytime you decide to use your quarterback as a runner, most of the time when you design a play, you're expected to break a little bit bigger than this one, because when you run him on short gains, your risk-reward and him taking hits, I'm not sure that's the payoff they were looking for.
A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
That looks like it's going to be 2 empty possessions now to start this football game. I think they're going to have to sit down and talk about what worked for them last week in their win. Sometimes you over-game plan, overthink things. Get back to what works.
A 40-yard punt, no return, and it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. It has been about as perfect of a start to this game as these guys could have asked for, Charles. They've scored on their first 2 drives. They still haven't given anything up on the other side of the ball, so they can already make this a 3-score game here if they can come away with points on this drive.
Yeah, they're almost pushing them to the break, aren't they, partner? Almost to the point now where it's a loss of words for me, which I know would excite all of our viewers, but you're just not supposed to see that type of dominance so quickly in a game like this. Everything they've done has been working so far. Offense, defense, you name it, it's going well for them.
Under pressure, and he'll go down. They'll sack him on what ought to be the final play of this first quarter. And the Jags, Charles, I think they're in the dime here.
Covering a lot of field.
Operating from the gun. Parrish. Open man, Lamb. It's complete. The 20. Touchdown, Cowboys! So, Charles, that's 3 touchdowns on 3 drives, and it's just been an offensive barrage so far.
Great word, partner, using barrage right there. I'm going to add another word if you don't mind. How about perfection? No surprise that they're leading right now. Absolute dominance throughout this ball game, and no signs of slowing down.
Extra point by Sly is up and good, and that makes the score 21-0. Joey Sly now to kick off after the touchdown. Fielded just outside the goal line. And he will make it back to the 15, and that's it. Good coverage there by the kick team.
Ready up.
The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. Well, CD, you kind of feel like they're in a bit of a danger zone right here because now you're down 3 scores, and I know we're in the first half, but the way this offense hasn't been able to generate anything, you feel like they probably need to get something going on this drive, right?
Yeah, and sometimes I overuse that this is an important possession, but I think this has to be the possession where they come up with an answer because only a few teams in league history have ever come back from a 4-score deficit, and if they don't score here, that's what they could be facing the next time they get the ball.
So the completion good for 6 yards, and now it's 3rd and 3.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Yeah, this will be a Jaguars first down as he's got this up to the 28-yard line.
Trap 50, trap 50.
On 1st and 10, it's Hurts. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. Opted to run for it. The decision a good one. Picking up the first, getting 14 yards on the scramble. They'll throw on 1st down with Hurts. And he will go down. A Cowboys sack. Osa Odigizua with the effort there to earn the sack. These sacks now, they're starting to pile up, Charles. And that front 7 defensively, they've had their way with this offensive line.
And I think at this stage, we have to start thinking about different play calls. We've got to start helping this quarterback out because the entire game he's been under siege. I don't care what the down and distance, they've got to get the ball out of his hands a lot quicker.
And he will step out of bounds down near the 10-yard line. A big-time gain there on the keeper, using his legs to hurt him. 1st down.
Check mash, check mash.
Straight ahead, ETN. And he is going to lose yardage here. What a difference a play makes. A huge step forward and now a small step back as he loses a yard or 2.
I have a feeling they'll stay committed to running the football, especially on their early downs. They just haven't had a whole lot of success just yet.
Check contact, check contact.
Off the play fake, here's Hurts. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And they go the wrong way on this one. Losing yardage back at the 12. They call it a loss of a yard there. And they'll be facing a 3rd and 12. We'll see what they have drawn up here. A little bit behind the line. 12 yards needed to gain a 1st down. Meanwhile, on 3rd down, they take a shot at the end zone, but it's incomplete.
What an excellent defensive stand there in the red zone. Nice tight coverage. They certainly recognized how important it was to bring up 4th down here.
The kick by Bass is good. And the deficit drops now from 21 down to 18. So that kick gives them their first points of the game, CD. And it comes on the 3rd drive, but hopefully for them that's a spark that gets that offense going.
Yeah, and I would say if you're the offensive play caller, as you look at your sheet, you're trying to find that part on there that unlocks bigger points. They've struggled with a few drives so far, finally got 3 out of it. How do you find the end zone? That's what he's searching for now.
And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. Right now, everything they touch turns to gold. This is their 4th possession. Touchdowns on their first 3 possessions. I mean, this defense, they can't seem to stop them. It's like they're on skates.
Great analogy, Brandon, because they are pushing them back and winning everything at the line of scrimmage. They've just been laying down tracks towards the opposite end zone. So, to themselves, all they're saying is, if we don't make a mistake, there's no way they can stop us.
Ready.
Off the play fake. Parrish. And this is thrown to the sideline. No receiver in the area, though, and that's going to bring out a flag. Yeah, he hadn't gotten far enough away from the pocket to throw that football away, and that draws the flag.
Yeah, the old tackle box, right? Get outside of each tackle, and then you can go ahead and throw it away, and you're in good shape. But if you're back there in the pocket, you got to make sure of what you're doing.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Going to throw right side here, complete. And he gets this one just shy of the 35 to the 34. How about that? They weather the storm of a 3rd and 17 to pick up the first. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Back to throw. Parrish. He'll fire deep downfield for Lamb. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
Well, it hasn't been a banner first half for the defense trying to cover him today, but they'll take that one right there, helping force that incompletion.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Looking to throw. Parrish. And he's got his man in stride, complete. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3.
Timing is so important on a route like this because he's going to line up out right and then cut straight across the field. I think the ball might have come out a count or two too late because by the time he was able to secure it, not much of a chance to turn it upfield.
They'll send a receiver here in motion right.
19 Wyatt. Deputy Ranger.
They just do get the playoff as he'll look to throw. They're looking for Lamb, but it's intercepted. Marcus May with a pick. And the Jaguars are going to take possession of the football. They've got a pretty comfortable lead right now, but maybe a little too careless with the football that time for the rookie.
I think the key word there is comfortable, and there's 2 schools of thought on it. With that type of a lead, maybe you can take a few more chances because you have a cushion. Others will tell you, don't eat up the cushion with careless play. He'll learn to ride that line as he moves on in his career.
It's the gain of 7, brings up 2nd and 3.
On 2nd down, a run with Etienne. And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. The Jaguars going to go ahead and use their first timeout as they'll stop him with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. Hurts sets up to throw it. And that one will fall incomplete. Clock here now just under 30 seconds to go in this first half.
Well, they certainly did a nice job there, picking him up out of the backfield and then running stride for stride with him. That's good coverage, and it led to an incompletion.
Facing this big first-half deficit, they keep the field goal unit on the sideline. They're going for it. Throwing is Hurts. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Kelvin Joseph. And the Cowboys are going to get the ball back on the turnover as they hold on fourth down. If you combine last week and this week, he's got a hat trick going because he had 2 interceptions a week ago.
He's seeing the ball so well and understanding where receivers are and positioning. I mean, just watching him work with such great technique and paying it off by actually catching the ball when he has a chance, he's helping his team in a huge way.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. He's got a man complete. Touchdown, Cowboys. A great effort there as the first half is winding down. And the Cowboys continue to pull away here in this first half. Well, Charles, kind of the future of this franchise on display right there. You had a rookie throwing it, a rookie catching it, and taking it into the end zone.
Could you imagine if we were in the owner's box right now and we could look at the front office and see the grins on their faces, to see the present making plays and knowing what the future will bring with these youngsters going out and making big-time moments happen for this team.
So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. Fielded just outside the goal line. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. So already not the best of kick returns there, but that penalty, that adds insult to injury and backs him up even closer to the goal line.
Yeah, not ideal field position to begin a drive, is it? Because the extra pressure now goes on the offense. They've got to get some early yards and get away from the shadow of their own goalposts. What every offense wants to do in this situation, get 2 first downs to help out with field position at the least.
And he's going to be taken down. Penalty marker on the field, however. Which side is this on? So they take the flag and the yardage that comes with it.
On the jump.
They'll indeed start on the ground to run that clock. Yeah, boy, this defense again really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain. So we have reached halftime here with the visiting Cowboys out on top. As we now go downstate to Orlando and check in with Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth ready for quarter number 3. The Jaguars with work to do. They trail here as we are back underway on EA Sports. Fielded just outside the goal line. And no alley to be found. The coverage was solid, and he's dropped at the 18.
At their own 18-yard line.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. CD, they certainly know the hole that they face as they begin the second half. They have to do what precious few teams have done in NFL history. Let's try to come back from a 4-possession deficit.
And, partner, you know, as that team gathers, they're saying to each other, you never say never, right? Because if you're on an NFL roster, that's how you have to think. You can always come back and win a ball game. And let's face it, we saw a certain Super Bowl, a 25-point lead late that wasn't enough to put someone away. But that being said, this task is near impossible. Let's face it. And bottom line is, it officially becomes impossible.
Oh, he rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked off by Trayvon Diggs.
Partner, I see you reaching for the white flag. Put it down. I don't want you throwing it, but I understand why. Because if you do, you're hoping they might actually stop this game because we're in blowout territory right now. That interception just surrendered any momentum they built up in the locker room during halftime. So game plan, it's in the garbage. Time to try something new in this one.
Back to throw. Parrish. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Partner, this is almost an unwinnable spot for a defense. They have to come right out for a 1st and goal, trying to stop them. But let me hold on a second. Let me take that back real quick. They can win here if they force a field goal try. Still a long ways away from that happening, but that has to be what they're thinking right now.
That backs them up 1 yard and brings up 3rd down.
And plays like that are exactly what this defense needs here early in the second half to give it a little spark. I think their halftime adjustments, what they talked about, maybe it was just a little inspirational speech. Who knows? But looks like they're ready to go.
A 4-yard pickup, not enough. 4th down.
Brandon, a good idea there on 3rd down. Run a little clear out and hope you can get your receiver the ball coming across the formation. Nice design, but well played defensively, and they stop him well short.
So after 4 touchdowns in the game for this offense, this time they're forced into taking the 3.
But you did mention 4 touchdowns, right? So 4 out of 5, not too bad. I think that's a pretty good record for them.
Fields it right around the goal line. Now a crease here as he's past the 30. He's at the 40. 20. He will take this all the way. Touchdown. I know a lot of special teams coaches, they just want to keep it away from him because that's what he can do.
And others have egos that their players can't keep up with. And they say, challenge him, kick it to him. The way he runs as fast as he is, I wouldn't challenge him at all. I'd do everything possible to keep it away.
He is just a blur when he gets a full head of steam, and he got a full head of steam there. And the Cowboys are able to recover. And that's why you have your hands team out there on the field. Those are the best guys ready to make that play.
And let's face it, it was executed well. It wasn't a bad kick. It wasn't anything like that. Just that the normal outcome actually came to play. Analytics will tell you it's a very low possibility of getting the ball for the team kicking it in an onside kick situation.
You're all about the numbers, aren't you?
All about the numbers, baby. It's a new game now.
They don't lie. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. They'll get 5 out of the scramble. It's 2nd down. Looking to throw. Parrish. Throwing right, and that's complete. Down inside the 10. And finally, down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. Now a chance to make that big play really hurt. It's 1st and goal just outside the 5. They run straight ahead here with Pollard. And a little bit of space there takes it inside the 5 to the 3. It'll be a pickup of 4, and it brings up 2nd and goal.
And now defensively, you have to look at this like the game's on the line. It's just the 3rd quarter, but another touchdown given up here could really spell an end to their chances. So they need to toughen up and keep them out of the end zone.
And he's going to get this back to the 3-yard line and no further. No gain on the play there, and they're going to need to come up with something better here on 3rd and goal. A chance to really put this game out of reach. Here's 3rd and goal. And Hurts is intercepted, his 3rd of the game. Shaquille Griffin with a pick. He's at the 50, the 30, 10, 5, and he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. Wow, so wipe out the INT roughing the passer. What a disaster.
And now disaster, and you hope their lockers are not right next to each other for the post game. Safe to say one is not buying the other dinner.
So the ball's moved to about the 1 after the penalty. 1st and goal.
19-5.
Off play action. Parrish. And he is into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. taking it in from a yard out. And the Cowboys are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. They've already been on record as saying, hey, if our rookie quarterback's going to tuck it and run on a scramble, we kind of hold our breath. Well, that was a maybe no, yes, as he's able to get into the end zone.
Are you saying he's got to learn where the line is about whether you keep your eyes downfield and try and find a receiver or you tuck it and go? And I think there's going to be some growing pains with that. I think in this case, he made the right decision.
And we know he's got the speed. He showed it there. Taking it about the 1. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped it to 23-yard line. The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. Well, we haven't exactly been treated to a nail-biter in this one, CD, and if they cannot score here, this one's pretty much all but over.
Are you saying that you feel like people are starting to think about getting out of here, maybe beating the traffic in order to get home or to their final destination?
Yeah, I don't think there's a whole lot of reason to hang around, especially if they can't score here. He's got a man, complete. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10.
First and 10 at their 36-yard line.
On the option left, it's Hurts. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. So not quite a 1st and goal. It's 1st and 10 from the 10. They go play action with Hurts. Out to his left. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Well, defensively, they haven't let him just sit in the pocket and get comfortable, and that's opposite a lot of game plans in today's NFL. Ordinarily, you're trying to keep the quarterback hemmed in. In this case, they brought the heat, and if he flushes out, they're fine with that, and they force another incompletion.
And they'll lose yardage here. They go backwards to the 13-yard line. Not an easy spot here. They'll be in search of 13 yards to try to pick up the first. Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete.
And there's another stop. One of the league's best defenses is certainly bringing it again this week.
Let's go now.
They'll try and throw for it with Hurts. And that is caught. Touchdown, Jacksonville. A great play there. His first touchdown of the new season. And the Jaguars' decision to go for it pays off with 6 points. Hurts will throw. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. Should have been picked. Probably doesn't matter on a 2-point conversion, but still, as a former DB, you want to grab that ball when you can, don't you?
You certainly do, and don't say it, because I know you're thinking it. Don't say it.
What am I thinking?
You know what I know what you're thinking. Well, if he'd had hands, he'd be playing on offense, right?
That's true. You've said that before. Kicks it on the ground with a squib, taken around the 28.
The Cowboys.
Here we go.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And now you've got the clock winding down here in the third quarter. Your 3 scores to the good. What's your approach on this drive?
Too early to fully commit to playing the clock game. Yet at the same time, you're also not going pell-mell like you would in 2-minute offense. This is what NFL offenses call 4-minute football. Take the clock out of the game a little bit, wind it down, but at the same time, keep advancing the ball down the field.
And pressure coming, and they got him once again. Multiple players getting home there for an 8-yard loss. So it's 3rd and long, and defensively not a real surprise there in the dive. Back to throw. Parrish. That's into the hands of Gallup over the middle. And he'll be brought down at what's going to turn out to be the final play of this third quarter. So both offenses come to life here in this third quarter as this is shaping up for a good finish. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Out now comes the Cowboys punter. Always a good sign when your first punt comes in the fourth quarter. They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. That's fielded at the 8-yard line. Officially, that'll go as a 52-yard punt. Not too shabby. And it'll be Jaguar football as they take over deep in their own territory.
Here we go.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive.
Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
That incompletion is not a surprise with the way that this one has gone, and the frustration, the body language is evident everywhere. This team, they've really been put through the ringer in this one.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10.
Hurts.
And he's going to hook up with his big tight end, complete. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw.
And Hurts is intercepted, his 3rd of the game. And the Cowboys are going to take possession of the football.
Well, just another reason to celebrate there on the defensive side with the interception, and this is a game that they clearly have firmly in their grasp.
Yeah, a lot of handshakes, a lot of hugs, a lot of smiles. It's been their day.
They'll go with Pollard here on 1st down.
That's some strong running there as he's down just shy of the 20 on the edge of the red zone.
Give them 18 on that one, and it's a Dallas 1st down. Now, I think we can get used to seeing more of that in this 4th quarter, especially if they're having success on the ground like they did there.
Yeah, I think back when we met with the head coach in preseason, and all he talked about was building a bully. And I think it was this situation he was envisioning. Trying to ice a game, plenty of time left, but being able to give the ball to his big runner and pound away and try and finish off a game.
Quickly completed to the ball comes out, and the Jags grab it. A lot of talk this week about ball security. In fact, they added an extra period in practice to be more secure with the ball. It didn't work out there.
Well, sometimes you just get overexcited during the game. You may all of a sudden make your catch, see some open field, and decide you're going for it, and not realizing the danger lurks while you're doing so. And there's your end result right there.
And they'll get him down up past the 15-yard line. Thanks to that last play, a little more room to operate. 1st and 10 at the 18. Looking to throw. And he'll toss this one incomplete. Seeing no options, he throws it away. Another pass attempt, another incompletion. You figure defensively, you're in the 4th quarter here. You've held the team under 100 yards passing. You've done your job.
Especially in today's NFL, which is truly a pass-first league.
To throw again on 2nd down. Hurts. This one complete to Christian Kirk. Finding room at midfield. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. 39 yards there, a big one.
At this stage, there's nothing left to do but to keep firing. And if you're a play caller, you may go off your sheet and use some things maybe you hadn't planned to in this game. Maybe that was one of them there that worked.
And this is going to be caught, but they'll say out of bounds. So it's incomplete.
That's coverage you'd expect to see in a tie game late. Not in a lopsided game like this. They are not letting up.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Back to throw again.
He'll get this out to the flat for ETN. And they'll get this down to the 42-yard line.
You got the big lead defensively, willing to give them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
From the gun, it's Hurts. ETN bringing in another one.
And he can only manage to take this thing to the 38, well shy of the first down. He did his best to just get 4 out of that, but not enough. And now 4th down. Did they maybe play that too safely on 3rd down? I know you don't want to just throw a ball blindly downfield, but that didn't help them a whole lot.
I think they probably said if it's open, take the shot. If not, get something safe because we do have 4th down to try and pick it up.
And he'll be taken down here just shy of the 30. So they convert on 4th, and now from just outside the 30, here's 1st and 10.
Again, he'll drop to throw.
And this is going to fall to the ground, incomplete. That very nearly their 4th pick of the game. Instead, 2nd down.
Even with such a big lead late, the effort hasn't lapsed one bit. If the offense wants to score some points in this one, they're going to have to earn it. These guys are not giving up anything.
Trap 60.
To throw on 2nd and 10. Hurts. And a big loss here as he's taken down.
Osa Odighizuwa able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
This offense so far on 3rd down, it's been a problem. Just 1 for 7 thus far. This will be 3rd and forever. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today.
Picked off by Marquise Bell. And the Cowboys are going to take over a couple of yards shy of midfield. They exited the pocket trying to improvise. That was a tough throw, and unfortunately, it wound up in the wrong pair of hands.
And Brandon, when you're on the run, sometimes your downfield vision can get skewed just a bit. Now, the beauty of extending a play is sometimes your receivers find their way open, but oftentimes you end up closing down part of the field and bringing those defenders to the ball, and that one was picked off.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. They'll try and run some clock now with Elliott. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down.
I have to chuckle to myself a little bit, Brandon, because right now I could be in that huddle with that offensive line. I know exactly what they're saying. If you call a pass play here, we're going to call timeout. Run the football. We've got control of this thing. Get in behind us and let's go.
Their time to shine. And we are inside of 2 minutes left in this lopsided affair. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. And they'll send the tight end in motion left. 1st down, and it's Pollard again. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Watching that play unfold and watching him complete it brought back memories of doing all those pursuit drills to make sure you don't over-pursue and let a guy get a cutback lane on you. He did that very well.
You praised him on tape yesterday for the angles that he takes to the ball. Took a great angle right there. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes.
Taken down for the 5th time this game. Multiple defenders there to get him.
This is a little hard for me to compute because I'm watching sack after sack happen, but somehow they're still behind in the game. I would expect all of this defensive pressure to translate to them taking a lead, and thus far, it hasn't happened. Time's winding down. They don't want to waste this type of performance from these ace pass rushers.
So now they're going to send out the field goal unit to, as they say, fire away from long distance. He's got the distance, but it's no good. Wide to the right, and that'll keep this a 22-point game.
It looked good when it left his foot, but he kind of sliced it a little bit, and he winds up missing it wide right.
The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone.
Another throw there off the mark, and obviously he's battled all of the interceptions. Things just haven't been true to form for him. I don't know what he thinks going on out there, CD.
That's a great question, and my suspicion is he's been coached really well to not show that he's having a problem. You know, they always tell you no matter what, you keep throwing the football with confidence. But we're not seeing a confident thrower right now. He's off balance, the passing game's off balance, and the defense is taking advantage.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they work this to the 45.
Now the Jags will use the second of their timeouts as they stop it with 14 seconds to go in the game.
But first down, Hurts.
Got a man over the middle, and it's complete. And whistles, and they take their final timeout with 7 seconds left. It's a gain of 34. So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Throwing from the gun, it's Hurts.
And the ball is knocked out. But it looked like a Jaguar was able to cover this thing, and so Jacksonville will keep control. So this one will end.